This is your announcer Chuck Landington, welcoming you to the Metal Injection Livecast. Today is National Cousins Day, and in honor of the occasion, I'd like to have a moment of silence for Cousin Brucey. No, he's not dead. Yet. But maybe if we all wish real hard at the same time, we can make magic happen. Thank you. And now, here's the Metal Injection Livecast.
I was gonna say it could have fooled me. It looks like a walking corpse.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Brucey.
He's still alive, and we are live. Welcome to the Metal Injection Livecast. It's realized Rabba.
Or real life Rabba.
No, I've realized myself. I am aware of all that I am.
Are you really?
My third eye is wide open,
You still act like your mother in
And
some
it's-
ways, so I don't think so.
and it's staring.
Maybe that's who he realized he actually is.
That is who I am. That is my true being, Noah. And I must christen you.
Oh boy.
Yeah, N is hard.
You lose the grandeur when you don't do these in advance.
Yeah, you're right. I keep
Yeah.
meaning to write them down in advance.
Come on, Rob. You
but
can't think
I
of any N words?
None that I can say on the air.
Wow. Hate monger.
Well, which N words would you say off the air?
Yeah, really.
No.
No.
How about neurotic? I could be neurotic
There you
sometimes.
I feel like I've used that one before.
Nicaraguan. A little international
And then
flair.
we have sample size Sydney
Okay, sure.
I could be North American Noah.
and dominant Darren Delgado.
Mm.
He's very beautiful.
Oh. Clearly, Dave Mustaine has a favorite.
And of course, you can be a part of the show.
Me? Thank
Well,
you.
you're always a part of the
Oh,
show,
okay.
but if the listener would like to be a part, and you're listening live, just dial 213 Wide Nut.
Beautiful. Great number.
It's 213-943-3688. If you listen to the archive, you can also be a part of the show by sending in a voicemail. You could record a voice memo with your phone, email that to hatemail@metalinjection.net, or just send us a traditional email to that
Yeah.
address.
Something like that.
And
Do we have a P.O. box? You want to give
we
out?
have a virtual PO box, which is hatemail
Yes.
at metalinjection.net.
We also have a Discord chat
That's right.
that we'd love for you to be a part of. So many ways.
And you could just get that invite at metalinjection.net/livecast. We have a very, very big show, really big show.
Very exciting.
We have Darren Malakian. He is the guitarist of System of a Down. He has a new solo album with his project Scars on Broadway. Came out
He's very beautiful.
All right, Dave.
Came out this past Friday. The album is called Dictator. And excited to talk to Darren. Big fan of his. Always excited to talk to anybody named Darren. Most people named Darren.
That's so nice of you to say. Thank you.
Of course.
Of course.
See, there'll be two Darrens. So
Yeah.
it's very appropriate for this show.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just have to refer to you as 3D during the interview.
Although Darren, our guest, spells his name with an O.
And
which
one
is-
R.
One R and an O, which is the way almost everyone growing up spelled my name.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That was always the number one misspelling of it. Number one spelling, they would get it right, I would say.
We would now we should ask him if his number one misspelling is the way you spell your name.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Maybe you guys can negotiate a name trade.
I feel like my version of Darren is the most intuitive way to spell it in English.
Yeah.
But Darren is the way that it's the next way. For some reason,
I will
don't know.
say when we get hate mail at metalinjection.net,
Always wrong.
and it's usually Daron,
Yeah.
D-A-R-O-N.
Is it ever
Yep.
D-A-R-O-N-E? Like actual Daron?
And maybe
I
they
guess it's
think
more Daron.
maybe they think that Darren is on the podcast and it's not 3D Darren.
Yeah.
This
maybe.
whole time they've been listening,
Darren
thinking,
Malakian.
wow,
Well, there's Mark Maron that rhymes with Darren and spelled M-A-R-O-N.
true.
Leslie Karen.
Cheech
things like
Marin,
that.
also
That's
a
what
different spelling.
Yeah.
How was that?
But that's really Marin. That's just
Yeah.
he's Americanizing it. I mean, that's M-A-R-I, accent I-N.
oh, I see.
Karen
Sure.
Carpenter.
Yeah, I get that too. D-A-R-E-N.
Mhm.
One R.
That's close.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Anytime D-A-R-Y-N.
I've never got that. I got D-A-R-R-I-N.
Mhm. I could see that.
Like Bobby Darin? Is that how I think
That
that's
was
how he's
one
spelled?
R, I think.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure. I'm an expert on all Darren
Well,
misspellings.
as you
Yeah.
should be.
You want to know who I was really named after? It was the actor Darren McGavin, who my mother's friend was a big fan of, and she said I like that name.
What was he on?
He was on Kolchak the Night Stalker.
Oh God.
Which was a great show, by the way. Not to get too off track, but it was like the X-Files, proto X-Files in the 70s. There was just this one guy though who was like a PI, and he would investigate supernatural shit like werewolves and stuff.
Did it run back to back with Kojak?
No, that would have been very confusing.
Yeah,
Uh,
but very easy to market.
yeah. So that guy, he was so
He was
so.
in A Christmas Story.
Oh yeah, he's the dad, right?
Oh,
Yeah, he's the
okay.
dad. I forgot all about
Very
that.
cool.
I don't.
That's
I've
great.
never been a big fan of that movie.
Oh,
Jennifer loves it.
one of the iconic movies of my youth.
I don't hate it. It's just like I don't know. I think the hype is a little over. The Sandlot is another one like that.
Those are the two movies of my youth.
But maybe it's because we have like a good
You're a
amount
few
of
years
time.
older,
Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
your cynicism.
Those are two
Was
movies
cool.
that fall right in the area where you would have been a kid and I would have been
Yeah.
a little more cynical.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Well, let's see if we have Darren on the line. Hopefully we do. Nope. We don't.
Just Alex Skolnick.
Maybe that's
Playing
him
the-
jamming.
Was that Alex Skolnick for real?
That's what he does now. He just plays hold music.
Live.
Yeah.
Every time there's a call, and they call him up and he starts playing.
Could you imagine him in his studio apartment just sitting by a speakerphone with his guitar just ready? Anytime anyone's on hold, like he just gets buzzed, he has to start
Yep.
jamming out again.
And he gets paid by the call, so he gets bummed out when there's like not a lot of traffic.
Listen, it's a living. He's
Damn,
gotta
I
make
had
some money.
a new version of War Pigs all ready to go.
Oh my god. Shame on him.
Poor guy.
How's he doing, Rob? You have any updates on Alex Skolnick?
Maybe let's unmute this line so we can check in once in a while.
Get tricky with him. Catch him off guard. Maybe we'll
Get
he won't
tricky
be
with
playing. No, he still goes.
With some more yaz.
Why don't we interview Alex Skolnick while we...
No.
Alex, you there? He's very into his music. He wouldn't just stop and...
He wants to win a
That's
free
what I'm
shirt because he can't afford clothing.
Oh my gosh.
He's playing guitar shirtless right now.
He's waiting till we do Thrash It or Trash It and give a shirt away.
He's warming up.
Sorry, Alex. Anything you submit, I would trash. Sorry. I
What
think it's
if-
a given?
He very expertly disguised who he was and then submitted a song.
Is he disguising the sound as well?
It didn't have to be. He just wants to win the contest.
So he'll like pick like a hardcore band.
He'll
or,
pick
like, a punk
something
band?
you like to trick you so you can get a shirt to wear.
Oh, that's fair. If
No-
he goes to that much effort.
Noah is so mad right now.
I'm just mortified.
Someone mentioned that that Alex is a judge on a Banger Films.
Banger Films?
I don't know what
we can
Is that
talk
like
about it.
Bang Bus or
Hello?
something?
No. Oh, hello, Darren. Is that you?
Yeah.
Hey, man. Thank you for doing the call. We have a weird little setup here, but you're on the air with us.
Sorry.
No, it's on us. But thank you for taking some time to talk to us. My name is Rob,
Thank you.
and we have some other co-hosts. We have Noah,
Hello.
Sid,
Hey.
and we have Darren is another Darren, but
Yeah.
spelled differently.
This is Darren. Hey, what's up?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Right before
I could hear
what's that?
I could hear my voice back
Oh,
on my phone
Oh,
on
that's
this
weird.
connection.
That sucks.
Okay, hold on. Let's see.
Perhaps
I
if
don't
you
know.
step on your reverb pedal, it might be on. Put it in the off position.
I think it went away.
All right,
Okay,
awesome.
cool.
Great.
It went away. We're fine now.
Excellent. Well, I just want to say I celebrate your entire catalog, and
All of us do.
all of us do. We're all big fans.
Fans.
And for me personally, when Toxicity came out, I am not exaggerating when I say I listened to that album every day for at least 6 months, at least, and then again, like on and off for another 3 years. Like I wore that album out, and so I want to thank you for all the art you've provided.
And how did you feel after that?
Great. I felt like I felt wonderful. I still listen to. I'm still not sick of it. I will tell you. I still put it on. I'm like, man, these are some
Thank you.
jams. They're timeless
Really
jams.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, we should also say thank you, because your music has provided us a lot of bonding experiences, whether it's shows that we've been to or just like listening to albums together or even writing song parodies and just laughing to death using, your art. So thank you.
Well, thank you.
This interview is just going to be 20 minutes of us thanking
I know
you.
you already did some ass kissing, but I want to throw something in.
Okay, let's
Like
let's do it, let's do it.
Toxicity is really, to me, was the gateway music drug of me abandoning like basic bitch politics and like examining like a deeper sort of more what's a good word,
Nuanced?
like it nuanced and environmentally like aware, like being aware of things outside the sphere of normal US bullshit politics. Like that really kind of turned my head towards that to do more research in that direction.
Great.
And I feel like you've continued.
I don't know what to
Yeah,
say.
what can you
I'm
say?
sorry, we had to get the ass kissing out of the way, and we're
Yeah.
gonna get to it. It's just it's a great honor.
Well, it seems like politics are always a part of your art. It's very much a part of. I assume it's a big part, unless it's a metaphorical dictator, the new album, and it's something I feel like you try to keep up on. Would that be fair to say?
I mean, for me, politics is just one thing that goes on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to touch upon different things that happen in people's lives. And, sometimes politics is something that's going on while other things are going on as well, while your personal life is going on, while tragedies are going on, while happy times are going on, and politics is there in all of that, in the big, spectrum of life, I guess you could say. I always try to I always try to like have my pulse on where I feel the world is at, and mixed with where my own personal life is at. And a lot of that kind of just bleeds out in my lyrics and my songs. So sometimes something can be political and be personal, like the song Dictator.
Mm-hmm.
There could be a political message there, but there could also be, someone can take that and, if you have like a friendship or a marriage that isn't healthy with somebody that maybe, I guess, is overbearing and telling you where to go, right, and what to do. So, for me, it's a mix of both. And a lot of the times when I'm writing, it's a mix of, yes, the politics and the social environment that's going on at the time, mixed with my everyday life and my, just normal things.
Yeah. And one thing I really also like about your style is you seem to incorporate a lot of elements from perhaps like Middle Eastern music. Myself, my mom is from Russia. My dad is from Iran. So I'm in a hurry, Oh, wow. No. So because I grew up with a lot of that ethnic, like Russian and like Iranian music, and I kind of heard some of that style in stuff that you wrote. Would you say that kind of music inspired your style a bit?
Big time. I mean, I grew up in an Armenian community. In where I live in LA, there's a big Armenian community, mm-hmm, and also I grew up around a big Armenian family. So the Armenian culture is something that is a part of me. Armenian, Middle Eastern, Greek music, just all kinds of music was around when I was growing up. So I think it just kind of naturally bleeds out of me when I'm writing. I don't really try to go into that direction.
Right.
But it just kind of happens in a natural way, and it's become part of my style through the years, whether it's with System or Scars, you're going to hear that direction, but it's not, I think it's mixed with everything else. And it's, sometimes you hear people trying to mix these type of influences, and I don't try to force it. Some people, I feel like, try to force well, I want to have this ethnic instrument in the song, and 1 second you're listening to heavy metal, and then the song just changes, and all of a sudden you're listening to a whole Middle Eastern kind of vibe. With what I do, I try to mutate it all, and I don't really try. It just kind of comes out of me that way. It just kind of comes out as a mutation of all the music that I take in and I listen to and, have grown up with.
Yeah, it's definitely evident in your writing, as you mentioned, how you make it like a Middle Eastern part, but it doesn't at all sound forced. And I think that's one thing that I could really appreciate about that. And something I recently learned in your upbringing is that you lived in Iraq for a little bit.
No, I didn't live there.
Oh, you visited.
There.
Okay.
I was born in the U.S., but I had family in Iraq. They're all here now, but before, when Saddam was, in charge, and through the whole Iran-Iraq war, I had family there. And even through both Bushes that bombed Iraq, I had family there. I visited there when I was 14 years old, when Saddam was still in charge, before America had ever bombed them, like even before the first Bush had bombed them. So I had visited Iraq for a month and a half, 2 months, to go and meet my family. It was my grandmother, it was my aunts, cousins. I had a big family there in Iraq. So I went there to visit them, and you could say, it made an impact on me. What I realized when I came back from that is it was soon after, it was like a year or two after that the first Bush Senior bombed them. And what I realized was how the media doesn't always give us the straight story. And I was only 14 or 15 years old at that time, but up until then I thought, wow, everything the news says is true. And the way that they would explain the Iraqi people and the way they would explain the vibe in Iraq was really totally different from what I had experienced coming from there.
Well, what did you experience?
So I kind of,
what was it like?
Well, people everywhere are just people. We kind of clump people in with their governments. Well, the government is this and the people must be this. And that's not usually the case. In fact, the more oppressive the government usually is, the more humble and open the people are usually of those countries, from what I've noticed. I don't know if that's from being, put on check for so many years by their, by their government. But, I just remember certain things that were said about Iraqi people and Iraqi life and how they all supported Saddam. And, it just didn't match up with the Iraq that, I had just experienced, which, you had a lot of Saddam posters, pictures, statues everywhere, but it didn't necessarily mean everybody loved the guy. Everyone was kind of forced to just shut up about it, Yeah. And I think to get American people to agree to a war and agree to bomb a country, I think sometimes they have to kind of make us kind of I don't know how to explain it, but kind of feel like these people over there are different than we are, and kind of we're not on the same level as human beings, and which makes people free to say, well, then go bomb them, go do what you got to do.
It's kind of like what the current administration is trying to paint refugees and immigrants from south of the border as. Just make them othering.
And these people you can't paint them all with just one brush. Every one of them has a different story and a different personality. It's like people outside of the United States thinking that we're a country of Trump supporters. you know,
Mhm.
or just a country of racists. And obviously there is a part of our population that is that, but there's a huge population, huge amount of people that are not that. And then you have the people that are just down the middle, you know? So it's that way in every country. You have your nationalist people that, you know, follow the government, and then you have the open-minded people, the progressive people that question their government. And that it's that way everywhere you go. And I think, you know, when I came back from Iraq, I saw that the news and the media was not always giving it to us straight and telling it like it is.
Would you encourage people to like travel more and kind of like discover that for themselves? Because I feel like traveling and just meeting people is what can help, you know, like open people's mind to that.
Absolutely. You go and you see that there is a different lifestyle in different places, but you know, everyone's just getting up, going to work,
Yeah.
you know, feeding their kids, and it's a lot of the same, you know. Human beings, we are not that different from each other just because we're in different countries. We all have the same type of characters in some way.
Yeah, everyone's just trying to get by,
Yeah.
trying to handle their shit.
Yeah, everyone's trying to get by. And what ends up happening is the people on the way right or the way left scream louder than the people that are just trying to get by and are down the middle. And that's why you get such radical people,
Yeah.
you know, in power usually. I consider myself, I know a lot of people would think, well, System of a Down, and, you know, you must be a, you know, far left liberal, but I'm not. You know, I'm pretty much down the middle. I don't consider myself a Democrat or a Republican. I just want common sense. And I feel like sometimes the right kind of moves too much with, you know, their ideas are very based off, you know, their religion. And the left sometimes is a little unrealistic with certain things that they might want. And, you know, I sometimes think, well, who's going to pay for all that, you know? So I kind of see both sides of it, and I see myself down the middle. And it's people that are down the middle that are not being heard at the end of the day. Because like I said, you know, everyone's just, you know, the people down the middle are not as involved.
That's because we have to go to work to pay our bills.
Yep.
We're spending all our day at work.
Exactly.
So when you were in Iraq, you were a metalhead by then. Did you play any metal for people there?
I took a lot of at that time I had cassettes. So I took a bunch of my cassettes with me and heavy metal like magazines and stuff to kind of keep me busy while I was there. And so yeah, you know, I would let my cousins or my aunts listen to whatever I was listening to. And so I'd put my headphones on. They'd just kind of be like, "What the hell is this?" You know. So I don't think they'd ever heard anything like Slayer or anything like that before. So I don't know. I don't have proof of this, but I feel like I was one of the first people that ever like took heavy metal cassettes or anything even into Iraq at that time. Because remember, there was no soldiers from the United States there at that time. It was just, you know, Saddam was in charge. So
right, who else would have done it?
Something that was, excuse me,
like if not for, like, who else could have possibly done it other than someone
I
like
don't
you?
know.
Yeah,
One of Saddam's sons was a huge Anvil fan, from what I've heard.
No.
I didn't hear you.
I just made a joke.
Sid falsely pointed to history and said that one of Saddam's son was a huge Anvil fan. It's a bad joke.
Maybe.
It's possible.
Maybe. If anyone, it would probably be them. So.
So I was wondering, your father is a painter and your mother she does sculptures?
Yeah.
So I was wondering, growing up in a house where both of your parents are artists, what was their mentality towards you pursuing a career in music, or like how was art treated in your household?
There, there was always art going on in my house. My dad was always painting. I think they understood where I was coming from, so I was lucky in that way, where they understood my passion for it. But it also came with a lot of worry, and worried about, like, well, what, really, this is what you're going to pursue in your life? How are you going to, make a living doing this? It was kind of an unrealistic thing, especially being Armenian.
Mm-hmm.
There was no like Armenian band or musician to really look up to say, well, they did it, and so, a lot of people, when I would tell them what I wanted to do with my life when I was younger, kind of, they believed in me, but there was also like, yeah, but what are the chances, that you're actually going to make it being an Armenian person? You don't know anybody in the music business, and hasn't everything been done already? And, I would get all these types of, opinions and comments. And, I just believed in myself, and I felt like I had something to contribute. And I just, went forward with it, and, just put the blinders on and just moved forward. And at a pretty young age, in my early 20s, stuff started happening with System, and we started getting a lot of recognition in LA in the clubs. And pretty soon we got signed. By the time I was like 22 or 23 years old, I was already signed and on the road. So, things started happening for me at a pretty young age, and they kind of backed off, and was like, yeah, wow, this guy's actually doing what he said he was going to do. So, they kind of trusted me after that.
That's cool. And it's cool that
But
you
very
and
lucky.
Yeah, it's
Very lucky to have supportive parents. If anything, they just really supported me and understood my drive and my passion for it.
And your dad's done the artwork on some of your albums, and also did he do the artwork on Dictator?
Yeah, he did. He's done the artwork on Mesmerized, Hypnotized albums, the first Scars album, and this latest release, Dictator.
That's awesome.
Cool for me to kind of. He's not much of a self-promoter. Me and my mom were pretty much the only people that really saw my dad's paintings. He never really did exhibitions or anything like that. So it's really neat for me to kind of show people what my dad does. I have a lot of pride in that. It's really cool for me to do that.
And what's his response to like all of the exposure that he's getting? And I'm, like your fans are very vocal about like artwork and stuff like that. So how's he responding to it?
Sometimes he's not that aware of it. My dad doesn't have a cell phone. He does not know how to use a computer. So he doesn't really read or see the things that, people are saying or commenting about. I come and I have to, I come and tell him. But he's just very old school, so he doesn't have the cell phones, Facebook, and so he doesn't even know how to turn it on. So, I kind of have to come to him, and, he's like a 71-year-old Armenian man, so I kind of go to him and tell him, like, people are really liking the art, and he gets excited, he gets happy, and it's cool. It's a cool thing.
That's sweet.
One thing that I've talked about a lot on this podcast personally is my love of sunflower seeds. And there's a famous lyric in one of the System of a Down songs that eating seeds is a pastime activity. Do you partake in eating sunflower seeds? Was that your?
I do. And my family kind of gets them raw, and a lot of Armenians do this. They buy the sunflower seeds raw and they cook them. They roast them.
Thank you.
And it's delicious. It's way better than anything you would buy.
Agreed.
At the convenience store. Like it's just fresh and they're warm, and they're amazing.
Now,
like you can't stop eating them.
Does your family eat the small ones, or I personally enjoy the Turkish sunflower seeds because they're a larger seed. It's easier to crack through the shell. Do you have a preferred
They
size?
are a little larger.
Yeah,
they probably are. They're not as small as the ones that are in the store.
yeah. The Davids, it's a joke.
You
Yeah.
just validated
those,
Rob's
those,
existence.
those do not. They don't even match up to the ones I'm talking about. These are like fresh, just cooked. They're warm, lightly salted, delicious.
I'm so glad we're having this conversation. I've been preaching the word of great sunflower seeds, and I finally have some backup.
Rob's cheeks are rosy right now. He's so happy.
There's a cloud in the shape of Rob. He just went to the store to go get to go roast sunflower seeds himself.
I like that. Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for taking some time to hang out with us. It's truly been a pleasure to talk to you. And
likewise, thank you. Thanks for having me.
We really enjoyed listening to Dictator. I was listening to it on Spotify right before the show while walking my dog, and it was great.
It's very, very catchy. I think one thing that is very evident in your songs is, even though they're heavy, and some of them are like kind of ballady. There's one song that was like kind of a softer, but even still, the hooks will get stuck in your head.
If you ever need a secondary career, advertising and jingles, you definitely.
I don't think that.
Maybe for a brand of sunflower seeds.
I'm not trying to. In the early days of System, on the first record, it was kind of like, well, what could I write that's going to start up the biggest mosh pit? And as I got more into making albums and as I got older, I got more into songwriting and lyrics and saying something in the song, and not just focusing on, well, here's the part where everyone's gonna lose their mind. So I just focused on songwriting, and the hooks kind of are something that kind of naturally comes to me. It's part of how I write. So I appreciate you guys digging the record, and it's nice to finally put it out and get some feedback and have people enjoy it. So
one last question: do you have a song that you were like, wow, I really like, this is it, like I nailed it? It's like as close to a perfect song as I'm ever gonna. Do you have like one particular favorite like that, or it changes every time you write new music?
Changes. They're all kind of different from each other. There are certain styles that I write that are really aggressive and heavy. Sometimes it gets a little funny and there's humor involved. Sometimes it's really serious. It's really tough for me to like pick my favorite emotion. There's just a bunch of emotions that I kind of put out in my music. So it's kind of tough, but I've had moments where I felt really proud as a writer. I could remember when I wrote Lost in Hollywood, that I was like, I become a fan of my songs before anyone else does. And I remember when I wrote Lost in Hollywood that I was like, almost, I couldn't believe that I wrote that, and a lot of times I don't feel responsible for my writing. I feel like it was like given to me from somewhere else. And that's why when people kind of compliment me for what I do, it's a little weird, because if I was really great at it, then I can just do it right now. But the fact that I can't just do it right now and plan it keeps me kind of humble and kind of grounded, and makes me work hard for the next one, or searching for the next song. So a lot of times I don't feel personally responsible for the songs that I write, because they just kind of come out of me from somewhere, and it feels like I was almost just like a medium.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I never thought of creativity in such a way.
Yeah, it's kind of like meditative in a way, or like divine. I don't know. You can't really describe
It's a combination of feeling right and being excited to write, and a lot of it is just out of your hands. Like I said, if I sat down right now and said, well, I'm going to write a song, chances are I won't write anything that impresses me.
Right.
And it's usually when I don't expect it that I write something that I was like, wow. And I just get really excited because I didn't see it coming. And like I said, it makes me feel like I'm not really responsible for what I'm writing a lot of the time.
Awesome. Well, Darren, thank you again. I want to mention Scars on Broadway will be playing Fonda Theatre in Los Angeles on August 4th. And System of a Down are going to be playing their first U.S. shows in 3 years this fall. I beg of you, please come back to New York City. We would love to see you. Not that you have any, yeah, like not that it's really up to you, but
we will try to get that together.
Thank you. I
Thank
appreciate
you so
it.
much for taking the time to talk to us.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great night. All right.
You too. Bye.
That was
Dictator is out right now, so everyone
Darren,
go check it out.
Yeah, Darren Malakian, Scars on Broadway, Dictator, new album. Very excellent guest.
Excellent, very humble.
So humble. Oh my God.
And he loves sunflower seeds. I'm gonna have to hit up his publicist and send over some of mine and see how he
do like a
them.
sunflower seed exchange.
Oh man! Oh, what an honor if his family would
Call him
roast
back,
some
quick.
sunflower seeds and send them over this way. That would be huge. That would be huge.
These poor Armenian people, like, that would have to do like this roasting for this fucking guy. It's not related to this guy. Screw it. Imagine cursing Rob there.
I almost wanted to get it into him when he was talking about the far left and the far right, when he was like, "Oh, how are we going to pay for it?"
Yeah,
like, but
Selling sunflower seeds.
I didn't want to make it into a political.
Yeah, well, I get into it, but it's
No
just like,
fun.
don't spend as much money on war, and then you have
Right.
all that extra money left.
Well, I
over.
feel that he just said that offhandedly. It wasn't
Yeah,
a place to go start needling anything about that topic. But I agree with you.
Speaking of needling, I did some heroin. No.
Well,
No.
Demi Lovato.
Yeah, Demi
Oh, what?
She OD'd.
She OD'd.
She's in stable condition now,
Oh,
but
is
she OD'd
she?
on
Because
heroin.
they didn't know
On
her condition.
heroin?
A couple hours ago, I saw that she was stable.
Wow, who would have thought?
It wasn't
She
real
listens
heroin.
to
It was
metal.
auto-tune.
Everybody, let's guess. Do you know Demi Lovato's age? I was talking with my boss about this earlier.
20.
She's like 25.
You
28.
nailed it. 25.
Yeah.
Oh.
Seems like she should be in her mid 30s, like
No,
with
I
how
don't
long
think
she's
that.
been around. But-
Really? She's
But then
been
you
around
think,
for
like,
like
she was
5
like a
years.
teen idol. Though.
Yeah, that's the thing. She was on Disney for so long that it
Mm.
seems like she's been around for 30 years. But like that's because she's
Well,
the same since she was
25
five.
is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
teen actor.
I adjusted
35.
my guess upward because I thought you were gonna say, "I can't believe how old she is."
No,
and we went the other way.
I would have guessed like early 30s, but then you think of her, it's like no. Probably look like she's in her late 30s pretty
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
She's gonna get that Lindsay Lohan
Yeah,
stuff
it's
going on.
very
there.
90s of her to
That
do this.
sucks. She's a blue belt in jujitsu.
Oh, whatever.
Well, now her lips are blue from
Oh.
lack of oxygen.
We'll match.
Sorry, not sorry. Isn't that one of her songs?
Is it?
Yeah.
I just know the one about what's wrong with being confident. Because it's like,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
what's
right.
wrong with being confident?
The heroin, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's wrong with it.
You're so confident you don't think you're gonna OD.
So I wanted to mention I went to 2 Broadway shows. Oh, two different types of theater. I went to a Broadway show, The Phantom of the Opera.
Why? That's a random choice.
Yeah.
Just had some family in town, and
Oh,
and
Uncle
somebody
Uncle
Fossil.
She's very beautiful.
Ganna and Fossil both in town.
Rest in peace.
They wanted to see The Phantom,
Gianna.
so we went and saw The Phantom. And then the next day I saw a wrestling show, so different type of theater.
Oh.
But at the Phantom of the Opera, I've mentioned this on the show before. I'm still constantly amazed. Like these, like the cheapest seat you can get is like $80, 90. It's like not a
And you
cheap.
can't see
So
anything.
expensive.
Yeah, for the nosebleeds, it's $80. So like if you want to be on the floor, you're spending minimum $120 a ticket.
Even for Phantom, something that's been out forever.
Especially,
I'm
sure you
surprised
can get
it's that
discount.
low. To be
I'm
honest.
sure
And
you
you
can get
can eat
discount, but like you
snacks.
can't. What's that?
You can't eat snacks.
No sunflower
in the
seeds?
No, they have.
You can eat while the show is going on.
They just ask you not to like
Chew loudly?
Yeah,
I feel like during a musical, it's probably not as big of a deal because it's so loud. But like if it's just like a talkie play, then it
Yeah.
might be more of an issue.
You should have told me I have a sunflower seed exchange with Andrew Lloyd Webber. Could have hooked you up.
God, if we had a sunflower seed exchange, if we set that up, that would be incredible.
That should be the episode title.
But so we get to our seats and I sit down, and again, I'm just stunned at how little of an effort some people make to get dressed to go to the theater.
Really? What?
Like I think I mean, I've explained this before. Like when I was in high school, I took theater classes, and
I know.
Me. Wow. Whoa. Where'd that baritone come from?
Yeah, but getting dressed up was a part of your acting. It wasn't,
No, but so we were very lucky.
over here.
Well, we were very lucky because the school would get tickets.
Wait, hold on. Can we just appreciate that joke for a second? Pez Badarati. Okay.
So we would
And
get
scene.
tickets, but my teacher would make a big stink about how, like, if we wear jeans or sneakers, he's not going to give us the ticket. Like, we have to put pants on.
And he has to watch you put them on.
Yeah, that was the other
Yeah.
thing. No, he was great. But so that, like, it's always been instilled, like, oh, you have to, like,
Get
make
dressed.
a little bit of it.
Beautiful.
Like a little, people were like in flip flop. Like, come on.
It's hot out.
They're tourists. I mean, I understand it's like tourists, whatever, but like, come on.
At least they weren't wearing MAGA hats. Be
But like-
grateful for that.
But like, why? You don't know that.
It's true.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter. I like
Yeah,
what you're
like,
saying.
why
Like,
do
well,
you
what does
care?
it
Why
matter?
does
Like,
it
they
bother you
pay.
so much?
Their money is good no matter what they
I
wear.
think you just mad because you had to get all dressed up and they did.
Maybe.
Did you wear your Phantom mask?
Well, here's why I was mad. These two people come in and like they're right behind us.
Rob thought he was going to Cats. He wore little cat ears on his head.
I brought a cat.
You brought
Yeah.
Noah's old heel sign.
just like Simba.
No. So the people have it. Oh wow! Now this is Broadway. Where's the chandelier?
Really?
Where's the shit? There's supposed to be a shit. Is there no chandelier?
I
yet?
feel cheated.
There was a chandelier in the Vegas production. No, but this is real Broadway. This is. It turns out. So first of all, he's already spoiling the show
You
for
think there's
everyone.
going to be a chandelier later?
Well, the
That's a big
chandelier.
spoiler for you.
The chandelier is a central part of the plot.
Really?
A
'Cause-
sexual part?
Yeah.
of it?
Why?
A central.
Somebody fucks a chandelier in this goddamn play.
I don't want to spoil too much, but
Chandelier
somebody
is very
fucks a
beautiful.
chandelier.
Is it Sia?
And
She
it's
has a song
not.
called
And it's
Sia.
not a red chandelier.
Oh,
That's
no?
dumb. No.
What is it?
It's all pointy
Beautiful.
crystals.
He's green. He's not red.
Oh,
here.
no, this is a great.
You see people who think that he's like red. He's got a goatee and a ponytail and stuff like that.
No.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
My God.
A lot of people think chandeliers need to be in Phantom of the Opera. No, I don't think so.
They don't.
I do not.
It'd just be a nice wall sconce.
But it turns out the chandelier was like revealed in the first minute of the play, so it wasn't that bad. But they wouldn't shut up, and then Fazil was telling me because
Oh.
these people were sitting behind Fazil. And they were like, he was like, these people could not stop singing, and it was like, hey,
Really?
I paid to
Yeah.
see, like
Yeah,
professional
professional.
singers,
Yeah.
not to hear this karaoke version from you guys. It's just like, these
Why is it every time you go somewhere, there's a bunch of assholes sitting behind you?
people,
Asshole magnet.
not only that, directly next to me,
Uh-oh.
of course,
Regis Philbin.
a Russian couple.
Oh no!
A Russian couple, and they're like, yeah, like, first of all, they reek
Of
of whiskey,
cologne.
Young or old?
whiskey, young, a little
20s?
younger than us.
Oh, okay.
Was it your sister and her new husband?
No,
You get her these tickets for as a wedding gift, and now you're
No.
complaining about her being next to you.
no, they were so loud. It's just, just shut up. It's like I hate when people speak Russian next to me because I can't avoid
Yeah,
Listening,
you know what
yeah.
they're
listening
saying.
and translating.
And it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah, it's
They're
just go away,
everywhere.
go away. It's like
It
roaches.
really is. Every time I
Yeah.
go on vacation, no matter in Paris,
Yeah.
anywhere we went, we heard Russian people
Everywhere.
somewhere.
Yeah, Amsterdam I went, London, everywhere I go.
It's in our cyber network. It's everywhere.
Maybe they're following me. Oh my god.
They're following all of us.
They're trying to form a compromat on me.
Oh, yeah. Careful.
But so the show starts, and immediately this fucking woman who's sitting right next to me, this Russian woman, whips out her phone and starts shooting video or taking
Oh,
photo.
for
Like,
fuck's
wow,
sake.
wow. And then the fucking security has to come down
Wow.
Yeah, and flashes,
in the aisle,
flashlights.
flashes the flashlight in my eyes, and I'm like, what's going on? What's happening?
Sir, we heard Russian.
And
being
like,
spoken.
there's a big scene. The first scene is a very lots of stuff.
I heard there's a chandelier.
there's a
Yes.
chandelier. A lot of stuff is happening with the chandelier.
Where is
the
chandelier? Oh, there it is.
She's like, wow, the chandelier, and then like chandelier, and then they're flashing light away, and I missed this big climax of the first scene because I'm like, what the fuck is
Did the
going on?
light reflect off the crystals of the chandelier into your eyes?
No, they were just directly in my eye, and so this one, like, this guy's flashing his light. This woman could give a fuck. She thinks it's like part of the show or whatever. To the point that I have to like be like, tap tap. Excuse me, like point to the security
You
guard.
narked on them.
Yeah, because it was fucking like they're ruining my experience.
This is very authentic Phantom of Opera, блядь.
It's 3D experience.
Complete with cops in audience, блядь.
I didn't narc on them. The security guard
I'm just
caught that.
kidding.
Like, it's
All
very, you know.
So
Calm
what
down.
did she do? Did she roll her eyes?
Oh, she goes, oh, you can do this? In Russian, she
Uh.
said, oh, nельзя?
Wait, did she say that to you or to the guy? She
Like
was
to
with?
herself.
Oh,
Did you
that,
answer her in Russian? Da, блядь?
No, I didn't say anything.
that would have been the best if she just automatically assumed you also were Russian.
Da paskuda. I should have said. Cursed her out.
Choke slam
But no,
off
I
the
don't want to.
balcony.
I don't like revealing I'm Russian because I like to keep the decoy and also hear if they talk shit
Yeah.
about me.
Yeah, fair.
Did she talk shit about you?
No, not to me at least. Not in my earshot. But the play was lovely. It was fun. It was very metal. It was like
Is it long?
it's the longest play on Broadway. It's 2.5 hours.
Ugh, too long.
The
Is there an
set-
intermission?
There is an intermission. And the second half goes by really quick.
Kind of refreshments were they offering?
Just like the full bar and then like
Nathan's?
snacks.
Twizzlers?
No.
Franks? No Franks.
No,
Get a
no,
Franks
no
and Family
perishable, no perishables. Just like like M&Ms and Twizzlers. Yeah,
Kebab.
no perishables.
That's
Nothing
bullshit.
perishable.
That's bullshit.
A
So-
bologna sandwich?
Yeah.
That's not
that is
perishable.
not perishable, but they did not have they did not have bologna sandwich.
Omelet. Can I get an omelet?
But so it
If I
was
go to the matinee, can I get a fucking omelet during the
Across the
intermission?
street you
God
can.
damn it. No deal.
It made me just want to listen to King Diamond after because it was like so metal. Dun 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 dun. I did.
You're so metal, Rob.
I did it, and Uncle Fossil was like, "Oh, I get it.
Sounds like King Diamond. I like.
Yeah, I get it."
So is he into metal now, Uncle Fossil?
Yeah, he's into King Diamond specifically.
Oh.
It's also the brand of chandelier. It's a King Diamond chandelier.
And then the next day, so I went to a wrestling show. I would call it a super indie, and that is an indie promotion, but they have like big names.
Was it Evolve?
It was MLW, Major
Oh,
League
Major League
Wrestling.
Wrestling. Yeah.
Yes. So it was like name indie talent. It wasn't like going to Our Lady of Guadalupe show.
I
where
didn't
you
know
There ain't
MLW.
nothing wrong with that.
I didn't know they did shows. Well, there is something wrong.
We just had one.
It's fun though.
It's
like
it's a different experience.
right.
though.
That
You-
yeah. That's like so bad it's good wrestling.
But like with that, you go in with like lower standards. With this, it's like, oh no, these are going to be good matches, and it was in Astoria, which was it was in kind of this club, Melrose Ballroom. So it was a very intimate thing. Like it was basically a dance club, and the ring was in the middle of the dance floor. So it was pretty tight, but it was good, and the crowd was pretty hot. Being New York, it's a smart crowd, quote
Right.
unquote. So they get what's going on. They know most of the wrestlers. But what I like, there was this one fucking guy in my section. Again, always in my section.
Where's the chandelier?
Fucking guy.
Basically. So this guy had to be like, he watches WWE and his friend invited him to hang out.
Okay.
Because it seemed like he didn't know who the fuck these guys were.
Oh, all right.
Because he kept going like, yeah, we could see you slapping your knee. You're slapping your knee too much. Hey, this guy. So like he was doing these dumb things, and I was ignoring them for the most part. But then it got to a match, the match that I went to see, and the wrestlers that were wrestling in the match were Pentagon Jr., Pentagon Jr., or I guess he was Pentagon, I don't know, but Pentagon and Ray Phoenix, who, if you watch Lucha Underground, are phenomenal luchadors. So they have masks on, whatever. And they're facing two other luchadors, Ray Oris and Drago. And this guy just goes like, hey, Kalisto! Like Kalisto, for those of you who don't,
was Mike Francesa?
who don't follow it, Kalisto is a wrestler, a luchador in WWE. So just because it's a match,
He's the only luchador. So
yeah,
like, it's
well,
like,
yeah, they have a few others now, but yeah. It was just like, hey, we see you, whatever. Blah. Like just the dumbest shit. Like, hey, where's Cedric Alexander? Okay. And
I flipped for Kalisto.
And really, it was at that. Like, I came for this match, and he's doing all of these dumb shit chants. Like at this point, it's like, all right, now I'm invested in this match, and this guy is killing it for me.
right.
And like everyone is into this match. It's a great match, but this fucking guy was just trying to get himself over. And then he said the line like, "Hey, we could see you slapping your leg," and that's when I'm like, all right, I literally yell out, all right, we get it.
Yeah.
You understand the illusion. So do the rest of us. That's why we come. Like, shut the fuck up.
Did anyone say
You said
anything?
that out loud?
I said it out loud to him.
Shut the fuck up. Wow.
Yeah, I
proud
said,
of
shut
you.
the fuck up.
Did you face him or you just said it
proud
out
of you.
loud?
No, I faced, like, we were in the same section,
Uh-huh.
and I was yelling, and I was looking right at him. He saw me.
Nice.
Like, we made
that-
eye contact. I want to also clarify,
It was
you know,
And
I'm a 6'5" guy. This
and then
guy was like
he's like-
maybe
he's like,
5'11".
Holy shit, the Big Show just threatened me.
He goes like, hey, I'm just trying to have fun. I'm like, hey, we're all trying to have fun, but like, shut the fuck up for a few minutes. I said something like that.
All
but
four wrestlers in the ring applauded. They stopped the match.
They all stopped. and
I definitely said, shut the fuck up. Everyone in my section, like I was the baby face of my section. Everyone turned to me like, oh, thank you, man. He was really annoying. Like everyone was like, no one wanted to say something. And then,
Did you go for the cover?
well, the funniest thing was the match ends. That guy turns to me and he goes, all right, now can I say something?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And I literally, like in my head, I'm like, what do I give a fuck? I'm like, wait a minute. No. I say, no, you
you're not
can't.
allowed.
Shut up.
You're still on timeout.
So then an hour passes, whatever. Then I start hearing dumb chants again. And it's like, oh my God, the virus is spreading. No, the virus was not spreading. The guy just moved to a different section. Just to yell his dumb, like, go home.
I would have loved it if that happened at the Phantom of the Opera
Oh
show.
my God.
Hey, we know you weren't really burned in a fire. You're an actor.
You don't really love her.
You're not really a lion. You people are all human beings. Think I'm stupid? Think a bunch of lions and monkeys are here on the stage singing songs? I know what's going on. I love that, by the way. I love that. We know we can see. He's speaking for everybody. We see you slapping your leg. Like I can almost picture the guy turning around and looking for approval.
Every time he turned his like,
like
just
we,
the dumbest-
you're speaking for you. Elected yourself the representative of everyone in the audience.
Yeah. Well, I elected myself the representative
That's
of
okay,
the
but you
audience
were right.
to tell him to shut the
He
fuck
was the
up.
right and you were the
Here's
left.
the thing. Look,
Really, you're both wrong. The middle is the only thing that's important.
yeah, who's gonna pay for my shutting the fuck
Yeah,
up?
wanting health care and being a Nazi that likes Confederate flags are the same thing, really, if you just think about it and break it down.
Egger says that I was like, hey, I do the shit chance. And I want to say, while I might have been a terrible heckler back in my day, I've certainly changed. And I save it. One or two bad heckles a show. But really, lately, I find myself so into it that I'm doing the sincere chance. Like I'm not even
you're
doing
like a
ironic
part
chance.
If
of
it's
the
good,
show.
I play along. That's how
I play along. I love to play along. I want to play along. I want to get lost.
I
in
love
it.
going to wrestling shows with you and Darren because you guys have the funniest.
Well, we play off each
Retards.
other. I feel like we don't go to shows that much anymore.
Yeah,
but like when
we should.
when we go there, we're trying to make each other laugh. So
Yeah.
I think we do the ironic chants more.
Yeah, it did remind me though. I believe we've talked about this on the show when we went to Ring of Honor. Oh, and Sid, you came with us, I believe, many moons ago, and there was that other, or we were doing the heckling chants,
Yeah.
and then the people in front of us told you to shut the fuck up,
And
then
you
were
almost
like,
threw somebody off the balcony. It was great.
and you were like, what? No.
Wait, but the guy I almost threw off the balcony was being a dick. Like that had nothing to do with chanting.
Yeah.
There was something else. Like he mouthed off to me about something. Oh, I know what it was. He kept standing up like at inappropriate times. Not like when the whole like a guy was going up to do a high spot.
You're completely right. That's exactly what it was. We might have been doing the heckling, but
Right.
that's what the fight was.
Yeah, it wasn't about heckling. It was about he was just casually standing. He had like a 9-foot haircut.
Yes. That's
And
right.
we couldn't see shit. And I asked him politely the first time. I was like, dude, do you mind? Like, we can't, you keep standing up when nothing's going on. And he ignored me. Like,
It
she
sort
blew
of
me
felt
off.
to me, as I recall, that he was sort of doing that to antagonize you because he seemed annoyed by the chants.
As that
So
could
he was
be.
like doing it to be a dick specifically.
All
to
right,
you.
and then he got what was
But
coming
yeah,
to
that's
him.
right. Yeah.
Was it Jesse Camp?
Scumbag.
Oh, rest in
No.
peace. Is he
He's
dead
not
yet?
dead yet. He's just
He
He's
might be,
missing.
for all we know. He
He's
might
missing.
be.
Last time I saw him was at Randy Bly's
Yeah.
art show.
Really?
Yeah, he
Oh
just
my
showed
God.
up.
Did they kick him out?
No.
Did he get 2 job applications, one for him and one for Alex Skolnick?
Oh, he's been found.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, it says July 24th, 619, right before we went on the air.
Oh, it's a
he-
reverse curse.
he was the one that shot up Demi Lovato, probably.
Oh,
Oh my God, he looks terrible in this photo.
Has
Hold
he
on.
ever not looked terrible?
I mean, but this is like not the same kind of terrible.
This is like that terrible, but 20 years older.
Yes,
I mean, but yeah, like he looks very, very
And rugged.
like
Rough.
on heroin.
Let me see that.
rough. Maybe meth, even. Who knows?
I don't know.
Heroin's
He's always
expensive.
sort of looked sickly thin
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
But especially so now.
Now
And
he's
also,
tan.
I feel like
That was another one. I was
Speech
surprised.
is
He's
starting.
only 38.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I mean,
he
he was
got his
young.
job when he was 18, 20 years ago.
Even
Someone
then,
on
it's
our
weird.
Facebook page posted a video of these 3 like white guys dancing to My Neck, My Back, and there's like a very, very skinny guy.
That skinny guy, I'm like, is this an animatronic? Like,
Yeah,
we'll
I
post it
thought
on the
it looked-
social
Oh,
it
media.
looked like
yeah,
Jesse
yeah.
I don't think I
Camp.
saw this.
It
I don't
looked
know if
like-
I want to
It's
share
really-
that. It's
it's
like
really
looked-
disturbing.
It looked like the guy
We're
looked
not
like
sharing
just like bone with the skin layer on top of the bone. Like no,
He had
yeah,
no
literal
fat.
I'm not-
anorexia. for
yeah,
sure.
I'm not exaggerating. He had 0 muscle on any bone. You could see every joint.
The only
every-
weight he had on him was his sneakers.
You guys spent 3 months in Auschwitz or something.
Oh.
Yeah, he looked like he was starving to
Right.
death or something.
But
like,
very
no-
happily dancing around.
Go look at our Facebook page, Sid. It's right there.
No,
Someone posted it.
I'm not going to do
Really
that during the
gross.
show. That's unprofessional.
Spare yourself.
So Noah, what happened to you this week?
Yeah, you said you had something disturbing
Oh.
to share.
Oh,
Is
boy.
it another water bug story?
No, it's
Yeah.
not. I just want to say thank you very much to everyone who has reached out
Ah,
and shared their bug stories with me.
Mhm.
Anything you want to broadcast?
So I
By the way, these are seltzer cans that we're
Yeah.
popping.
Also, I want to say, just for anyone who doesn't listen to these in sequence and stumbles across this, you want to give like a brief recap of what happened last week?
Sure. Last week, I was putting away my gi that was hanging on a hook in my room, drying because you have to air dry those things. And as I started folding it, I felt something pinch my arm, and I looked down, and it was one of those huge water bugs, and it was basically like the size of my hand. And it was a very traumatic experience. So I want to thank
He's
everyone.
very beautiful.
No, it was disgusting.
Mustaine thinks your roach was beautiful. Okay.
All right.
Deal with it.
You might think
And, you see people who think that he's like red. He's got
He's not red. He's
I mean, it
brown.
was kind of red.
Oh, really? See, you're wrong,
He's
Mustaine.
not.
No, I beg to differ with you.
It was like a red brown.
He's more of a brown, I would say.
Speaking of brown, so I did something I feel like I should have done in my younger days,
Mm.
and it's really embarrassing.
Going out with Rob
What?
on that bus.
Don't look at your phone. Listen to my story.
She's about to
Sorry,
reveal
sorry,
something
sorry.
important, Rob.
Sorry. I apologize. Please proceed.
I want to look you in the eye when I say
Oh
this.
my god.
This is super embarrassing. But like, have you ever put your finger in your butt while you farted?
On like, all right, like
What?
stand by.
Wait,
Now,
let's ask the question: have I ever put my finger in my butt while I farted?
I tried that
That's a
this
very big
week.
qualifier.
I need to understand the
You tried to
parameters
like
here.
plug yourself. You tried to stop the fart.
I need to understand the
wanted-
parameters. I need to understand. Are you referring to you already have your finger in your butt and you happen to fart, or you're aware that a fart's coming and you try to plug it?
Oh no, I wasn't trying to plug it. I was trying to open it up so that the fart comes out.
What? Why? Why did you?
Why
think
wouldn't
that
a
was
fart? Why would
necessary?
you be apprehensive about a fart potentially not coming out of your asshole?
Oh, it's not that I was apprehensive. I was just like, hey, I wonder what would happen.
Oh, you want? Were you
Like-
trying to change the tonal
Yeah,
quality?
like when people let air out of a balloon and they like stretch the
Oh.
opening to make it.
Yeah.
Make
So you
different
wanted
sounds?
it to be more silent by widening the passageway?
I didn't know. I just wanted to see what happens if you stick your finger in your butt while you fart.
How?
It was
Wait.
like playing herself like a flute.
I was in the shower. I should.
Okay.
So you weren't gonna hear it anyway. There's too much water coming
What do
down.
you
It's
mean?
noisy.
I
What
can
if you?
hear it.
What if you spontaneously combusted?
I was in the
because-
shower.
What
Everything's
if you shit
okay.
yourself?
I'm in the shower. It's all right.
How did this idea? Did this idea just like come?
I don't know. That's why I'm wondering.
So
has anybody?
No,
no.
no.
Is this Noah's butt right now?
Yes.
The gentle, soothing sounds.
You've created a flute.
Fingering my asshole.
So did you?
Yes.
Oh.
And how did it happen?
It definitely changed the tonal quality.
Did you get any brown on your fingernail?
I did not.
No.
It was just
Clean.
some gas, some air.
So, music like this would probably help me while shitting. It would relax my anus.
How about your
Have you,
finger?
have
So-
you like been doing it every time you shower now? Is it addicting?
No, because I have to like have gas while I'm in the shower. So that was, and that's not always the case because usually.
Well,
I
if you
poop
think about it,
before.
if you finger some hair up in there, you create artificial
Insemination.
flatulence.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought you were going somewhere else.
you know.
yeah,
You know, have you ever fucked or been fucked?
it's
And
called a
what-
queef, but that's
What
like
the-
on my other hole.
Oh, you've never had like
No, because my butthole
Anus
is too
queefs?
tight.
oh.
There's no,
no
there's
need to no need to brag.
no, it's like too tight.
But also, if it was so tight, wouldn't that mean more likely to have the air pockets?
no, there's like no space for air to get in. It's like a suction cup.
Can
No,
I just
go ahead.
Can I just say that after Noah said it's too tight, she looked at me with this like really pouty, sad face. Like, isn't that terrible?
Well, yeah.
No, you should be proud of your tight butthole.
No,
That's
it's
a
hard.
drop.
It's hard. Like, no. Do you know how painful it is?
How painful
Well,
what is?
Here's what they,
Anal?
Then
it's-
don't do it. You
hold
don't know.
on,
You
but
don't
also-
have to do it.
Also, it's
Yes,
a
I
mu-
do.
It's her
Talking
duty.
about.
it's a muscle, so it just means you need to be more relaxed. Like it's on you to loosen it up. Not just on you; it's on
Have-
your sexual partner
Okay,
as well.
excuse me. Don't give me tips on how to put stuff in my butthole until you put something in your butthole and tell it to relax.
Okay.
You can put
And,
anything up the butt,
Ah! Guilty as charged.
like my fingers.
I mean, I. Okay,
Oh?
I'm not gonna enter.
I
I'm not
just
gonna-
admitted
This
that I
is Noah's
stuck my
story time.
finger in my butt while I farted. I think you can admit something. Well, what's like an embarrassing thing you can share now, everyone, so that I could feel better about that?
Butt related?
Anything, just like an embarrassing thing that we can all put out there.
I feel like I've told quite a few
Yeah, like
embarrassing
we've all
things
shared
on here.
quite a few.
Anything that you've done lately?
I did the other day take a shit that was so wide that it hurt my asshole.
Nice.
And I-
You
I
should have
don't
stuck a few fingers in there first.
yeah,
Clear
lube it up.
that.
Oh, and the second one I did it twice in one day. I had 2 shits that were both so wide that they hurt. And the second one was at Parks, this casino that I go to. And I'm in the toilet, I'm in the stall. And there's a guy like probably, I want to say 4 stalls down from me. And we're the only 2 people in stalls. And I get in there, I pull my pants down, and like a really loud, like combo fart and shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And probably like 15 seconds later, the other guy does the same thing, but like 4 times
Like
louder.
dueling banjos.
And I go, sir, this is not a competition.
Wait, did you really?
The guy laughed.
That's awesome.
Well, not as embarrassing, or I don't think what you shared is really that embarrassing.
Yeah,
I think it's like very juvenile.
I don't think it. Yeah, I don't think it's embarrassing, like in the sense that you should be ashamed of
Yeah,
yourself. It's just
No,
dumb,
no.
you know.
It's just like a
funny. dumb.
It'd be embarrassing if Rob was telling that story. Noah telling that story is not embarrassing.
Well, Rob didn't answer the question. She
That's
asked if
also
he
true.
ever put his finger in his butthole too,
Or anything
and you
else.
said not while farting. That was your
Trying to-
exact
I mean,
words.
I put a finger on my butthole, sure.
Oh, okay.
Like,
trying to
when-
pull that TiVo remote out of there.
No, but,
How you gonna do that without your finger?
well, look,
Common
I
sense.
mostly the majority of 99% of the time, the finger was in there to clean it out, like to
Yeah.
like really get in there to make sure it's clean.
Wait. Was there toilet paper in between the fingers?
No, like in the
butt?
shower.
Shower?
In the shower.
wait. You
just
stick your finger in your
scratching
butthole.
dingleberries out of there? What are you
Sometimes.
doing?
I do that too sometimes.
I'm
Yeah,
not
to
that
get
thorough.
sure it's clean. Make sure it's
You know what I
super clean.
really like to do
Oh,
is I have the Brenner soap or whatever,
Dr. Bronner.
Bronner?
Yeah.
Dr. Bronner soap. So
That goes in your ass.
I mix the lavender with peppermint, and then you get that like cooling sensation when you stick your finger in there.
Oh, my God.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
They smell
What?
like an
Nice.
old lady mint. Think of the bowls of mints that they.
Oh,
They
you
have
ever
at
squat
their
over a
house.
loofah?
No, loofah's her. You can
Yeah, you like that?
By the way, the devil's in the chat.
Oh
And
no!
he says, once in a while I fart and it's like sharp and always catches me off guard.
It's your tail.
Mm.
I get that too. Devil.
Um,
Are you red, by the way? You can answer in the chat.
oh,
Dave.
by the way, so for the thing I was going to share is I found a skin tag, my first skin tag
Oh,
Where?
no.
Congratulations.
in my armpit. I'm very sad.
Wait, didn't one of the Livecast listeners discover it in that picture that you posted of you on the beach?
No, there was no skin tag on that photo.
Oh.
That was a pristine.
Oh,
I wouldn't
did
say
you-
that either.
did you
armpit.
tie a string around it?
No, it's still it's
He'll let
living.
Bob could chew it off. It's only natural
Phil-
meats.
Put a
She's
peanut
getting
butter on
more
it.
brave.
How
The first time she tried peanut butter was not too long ago. She was
How did,
heaven. It was
did it
heaven.
feel on your dick?
I was gonna say you beat me to it.
Gross.
Remember when you guys were doing that joke about me and Bruno putting peanut butter on my pussy?
Like I
It's
can't.
your turn.
There's not even.
You put peppermint on your asshole. It's not that different.
It's so funny that you make like I'm beyond disgust. Like it was funny when when we were doing it during the note, but like I can't even.
You don't look
It's
at
not,
vodka
it's
that
not
way.
funny. It's
You
not
didn't have
funny.
a dog
Not
then.
even-
That's what it is.
Yeah, like I can't. It can't even the humor of it doesn't cross my mind.
You
Like,
know
it makes
Bobka
sense.
too well. It didn't need to be a dog you just met.
It needs to be Bruno.
Yeah,
You
like I
respect Bobka too much.
right. We're too much in the friend zone, me and Bob.
We respected
Let
the
me
butt.
relax inside your pussy.
Whoa.
Yeah, Bobka and Sean would hook up,
Oh yeah.
but you and
I believe
Bobka
it.
not so much.
Do we have any calls? I
Uh,
want people to call in and admit embarrassing things.
Leroy mentions that Noah doesn't wash her hands after wiping her ass.
She has said that on the show. That's
Absolutely
not,
repulsive. Filthy New Yorkers. No wonder they live in water bug infested apartments.
Wash your damn
Wash
hands.
your damn hands. I didn't realize the water bugs happen when you don't.
You're
Wash
finding
your
a
hands.
connection.
They
Yeah.
just know. They know the kind of they see her on the sidewalk like that lady looks filthy. Let's go into her apartment.
Let's follow her
Yeah.
inside.
Why is that a New York thing? Leroy, you ate at a meal with Rob, who's from New York, and you didn't once question whether he had fecal matter on his hands.
I
I
just
did wash
assumed
my
that he
hands
did.
beforehand.
Well, he didn't know
He
that.
also washed his ass.
I excused myself from the. I washed my hands before and after the
You
meal.
disappeared to go to the bathroom and came back. He doesn't know what you did, and he assumed that you washed your hands.
That's a fair point.
Knowing you're from New York.
Since we mentioned Leroy, actually,
We
you
have a
might
song.
recall-
right?
yes, that
Oh wait, there's just one more tip from some dude in NYC. I hope you guys are washing under your fingernails after sticking your fingers up your asses.
Well,
Nope.
do you? No.
no.
Did you at any? How long after was your next washing after the finger was inserted there for the fart?
Well, it was in the
shower.
wash.
I was in the shower. All right,
Yeah.
I missed that part. Sorry.
Yeah, so it was like a waterfall.
Oh, okay. Do you routinely wash your hands after the finger has been in the butthole?
Yeah, because it's like while I'm washing my body, so
Oh,
it's like
always. So you have never done that except being in the shower.
I don't think I would stick my finger in my butt unless it was in the shower.
Okay.
Not even to pull a guy out of there.
Retrieve some car keys.
No comment, I guess. You just clinch extra hard and they pull out on their own.
Just breaks their dicks
Yeah.
because it's so tight.
God. Magic.
That's the sound it makes when she puts her finger in there and farts.
No, that's just her locking her car by clenching her butthole. She has her keys in there. Speaking of Leroy,
Yes.
a caller noticed something in the song that he submitted for his
it
lovely.
Dane?
Was it Dane?
I believe so.
Yeah.
The listener, not a caller.
Well, Dane might have called in.
A live custard.
Can you put up my audio, please?
Can you call him the right thing?
Yes, he's a live caster.
Love you for being my wife.
Let's try that again.
Love you for being my wife.
Oh.
Love you for being my wife.
My wife. You snuck in a little Borat drop in there, Leroy.
Very nice.
And then
There was another one that he sent in the Discord if anybody wants to.
Okay.
there I have it. Oh,
wasn't that.
the Shlomo thing.
Spoiler alert.
No. HLOMOCHOINA. Stop making cute jokes, first of all. Oh yes, oh yes, I am a boy, first of all. First of all, I have a serious joke in one ear. Pew, 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 pew. What? Pew, 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 what? Pew, 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 pew. Of course. I'm not.
Very nice. Well done.
Love it.
Need more
That's
of
the
those.
reason he hasn't called back. He's still trying to pronounce the monomarth correctly.
Ah!
Wonderful, Dane.
So-
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful work. We appreciate everything.
Yes.
And feel free to send us stuff like that anytime.
This make of the mashup. You know what? I think we should give Dane a free shirt for all these
Yeah, bro.
fights and mashups. he's
At
been
the
sending
very
in.
least, we should promise him a free shirt and then never send it.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
down with that one.
I think that's something we can all agree.
How about we'll give him a free shirt, but it'll be Noah handles it right after her finger was in her
I'll,
butt.
I'll,
Now
shove,
it's
I'll
more
shove it in my
valuable.
Yeah.
ass.
It's more valuable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and it'll be handled by Noah after her finger. was in
And
her
he has to come pick it up.
Oh, he'll come.
You can, yeah, you could have just stopped at cum.
Oh.
No, I don't know how old that guy is. I take that back.
It's true.
He'll be legal age by the time the shirt gets there, if he's not already.
213 wide nut.
Yeah.
So remember, we got some voicemails.
Oh.
Second hole is for intercourse.
Our fingers.
Here's lovely.
Hey guys, it's Lovely. I hope you're doing well. I've been doing okay. I've just been non-stop listening to the new Powerwolf album and trying not to die, busting nuts every time I listen to song off it. I love Powerwolf so much you don't understand. Anyway, guess I wanted to share a interesting dream that I'm not sure what sort of connotations it might have. I had this dream that I had took a lighter to my microphone, the one in which I am speaking through to you right now, and I was somehow shocked, surprised, and scared once it caught fire. I'm not sure what that could mean, but hey, here we are. I guess I should ask if you've had any interesting, weird, terrifying dreams as of late. I'll leave you with a fun fact. The sunsets on Mars are blue.
Metal.
Take care, guys.
I actually haven't really been having too many dreams lately. Might be the weed I'm smoking, but the last crazy one I remember is I was just in the city walking with my parents, and then
They got arrested. And
my
you kept
mom
walking?
my mom said something that triggered me,
Oh boy!
and I violently beat her up.
What?
Like,
you woke up with the
like
hardest boner you've ever had.
we were like walking to my car, and we arrived at my car, and she said something, and I remember like my first reaction was to grab the back of her head and slam it into the hood of the car. Like, it was a very violent, and like I woke up and I'm like, whoa.
I think you told me about this earlier. You said she was a Phantom of the Opera complaining about the chandeliers.
And she was videoing the show.
Yeah, she would have put her fucking camera away. No, it was that. I mean, I think what I realized what the dream was kind of telling me was that
You hate
sometimes
your mom.
No, sometimes I feel powerless in arguments that we have, and I like this was me lashing out, like
Beat the shit out of her.
getting revenge.
Have
for
you
all
ever
the-
hit your mom?
I've hit my mom back, but never like
Robert.
Don't qualify it. I didn't back or front or whatever.
Sure.
You've hit your mom.
Yes.
Close fist,
What
open
was the
fist.
context?
No, just like a shove. I've shoved my mom, I would say. Like, get off me.
Petey Sty, mama.
But was she
Well,
hitting
that was
you at the
good.
time?
That was actually very good.
Yes, yes. This was like when I was a teenager.
She's hitting you and you defended yourself.
Yeah.
It's because she ripped off
There's
your
something
eyebrow ring.
She tried. No.
Sounds like very tame for Russian families.
Yeah.
I will say that, like, in terms of physical abuse, like, it was nothing. Like, especially compared to some stories I've heard from other Russian people I've grown up with.
Like what?
Okay.
Well, my parents weren't alcoholics, so nobody would come home like in a rage and just take it out on them for like a trivial thing that they did.
Yeah.
No, like anytime I would get hit, it would be because I did something. Well, I mean, I guess whatever, but like it wasn't like
Don't victim blame.
I don't think it was right. I wouldn't do it to my children, but
You don't hit Babka?
no,
Not yet.
Yeah, give it some time.
I mean, not intentionally.
Wait till she starts dating.
What?
Staying out till all
Wait till she
hours.
refuses to lick the peanut butter off your cock.
Stop it. Stop it. You know, she's made another dog friend. The dog's name is Bruno.
What?
Wait, what?
There's another dog in our neighborhood named Bruno. Not nearly as cute,
This is unacceptable.
but also a senior citizen dog.
Jesus Christ.
She likes the seniors. She likes the old people, the old pups.
Older men.
Because
Older Italian men.
well, also they just don't have the energy to like jump on her. She doesn't like.
Hump her.
Yeah.
Just like old men.
Well, the Bruno, I don't think his energy is the reason he's not jumping on her, but all right.
Yeah.
Right.
Why?
He's
He's
gay.
gay. Isn't that
Oh.
established?
He likes it, the men, the male dog.
Yes, he
The
does.
chram. He likes chram.
Anyone else have any crazy dreams recently you
I
remember?
don't remember my dreams. I remember them as soon as I wake up, and then they're gone like half
Yeah.
an hour later.
Yeah.
That's it.
That I just remember that because it was like,
You reflected upon it.
yeah,
That's
like I was
why.
like, whoa. what
Should
was
get a
that
dream
about?
journal.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I like wake up too many times at night,
Mm.
and then I don't know if I'm dreaming or not, but it sucks. I don't know how I could sleep through the whole night.
I used to do that until I started sleeping on my back. And now I don't wake up at all. I sleep so much better. I used to sleep on my side.
That's how I sleep on my side. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I sleep on my
brutal.
stomach.
I do
bad for me.
sometimes, but mostly for me, it's on my side.
Best
usually
thing
on my
for
side.
anybody is sleeping on the back. I can't recommend that enough.
I get dizzy if I lay flat back.
Yeah, I used
can't do
to. I
it.
think it was all in my mind. I used to get all these effects when I slept on my back, and my neck would tingle, and I didn't
Yeah.
like it. And then Jennifer told me you should sleep on your. When we moved in together,
Mm-hmm.
when we got married, she said sleep on your back because I would always wake up and I would have sleep paralysis and I would have apnea and I had all
Okay.
this other crap. It's like that's because you sleep on your side. And I said, bullshit. I was like, that's bullshit. And then I just powered through it for like a week, and I was uncomfortable, whatever. And then I kept doing it, and then I slept like a baby.
Now, when you say you power
Huh.
through, you mean you just laid on your back until you passed out? You
Yes, I
didn't
powered
turn on your
through
side.
the symptoms that were preventing me from wanting to do it.
Understood.
And they get diminished over the course of that week. They diminished to the point where they were non-existent.
Wow.
And then I fell asleep. And now
Do you
to
use a
this
pillow?
day, yeah, I have 2 pillows actually. I have like one little plain white pillow and one nice that's almost like a couch cushion that elevates me a little bit, so my head's a little up, and I'm just like kinda
So is it just your head that's up, or do you put it a little bit under your neck and back?
flat on the bed, head is up a little bit.
Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Wait, what was it? I
Your
missed
neck
what you
and
said.
back.
My neck, my back. You said.
Yeah, but I didn't mean it as the joke. I'm just like,
I
get
put
it.
I put a third pillow
For your
in
third
between
butt
my
cheek.
pussy and my crack.
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
No, in between my legs.
Yeah, in between your legs.
It's good.
But you
Especially
wouldn't need that if you're on your back.
I could not recommend. laying
yeah,
on your
well, I
back.
sleep on my side definitely. But I just also it's just because it's like hot. It gets hot. I try to leave the AC on, but it gets a little muggy. In the
How do
summer.
you bed fart when you sleep on your back? Like on the side, your butt's like perfectly positioned for farts.
Stick
Like
I
finger
wouldn't
in
know
there.
because I'm sleeping. I don't know what I'm
you
doing.
never have while you're trying to go to sleep. You never have to squeeze one out. Do you like lift your legs in the air? Is
The
there any
time-
technique?
Bridges.
That I'm laying in bed and not asleep is a matter of seconds.
Oh, wow.
Like whenever I decide to go to bed,
Oh.
I'm asleep in seconds.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh, I could
lucky.
be laying in bed for like hours.
Yeah.
it takes
The
me a
way
while.
the way to really I've learned the way to really like get myself to tire out is just to start reading.
Yeah, I read a book or I do crossword puzzles or different kinds of puzzles or whatever, and then until I'm ready to turn over and go to sleep, and then I'm out like a light.
Stop reading your mom's diary before bed. Then you won't have nightmares with her, Rob.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
just
I'm
really
usually reading like wrestling news. or something
almost like
stupid.
I'm very happy with my sleep situation now, but I'm also really ashamed of myself that I didn't discover this when I was a younger person.
Now
'cause
you're
it's
helping our
it's-
listeners.
It's such a revelation to me. Like I should
Yeah,
have.
I'm gonna try that, and I'll let you know if it works.
Please do. We'll discuss it on the next show. I'm excited. I hope I helped people. Just
Yeah.
like with the cottonelle on the butthole.
That is a wonderful, wonderful product.
Do we have any more voicemails, Rob?
We have an email.
Oh, he's pulling it up.
Use your microphone voice though.
We need to get
Oh, wait.
Rob a long microphone.
I just need like one of those headsets.
Yeah.
Cutman Carruthers said,
It's Eggers.
I know, but I like the name. Wait until Babka dyes her hair blue. Babka, are you a gay?
But I will love Babka no matter what she is.
That's great of you.
Gay, straight, bi, pan,
Nolo.
agender, whatever she wants to be, whatever they want to be.
What if she wants to be alt-right?
That's where I draw.
She's
the
out of the family.
line. She can be whatever she wants to be as long as it's not a conservative.
Okay, that works. She starts listening to Jordan Peterson.
She's out of the family. Actually, we have 2 emails. One we got from Devin.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Haven't heard from him in a
a
while.
blast from the past.
Last week, you guys talked about preemies at the beginning of the episode, I think. And I myself am a preemie, a premature baby. Devin says he was born 3.5 months premature.
Wow.
I'm sorry, God.
He weighed 2 pounds 7 ounces,
What?
then dropped to 1 pound 9 ounces,
It's that baby diet.
and needed oxygen in order to breathe, but then accidentally received too much, causing the blood vessels in my eyes to swell up and dilate,
Oh damn.
which made my retinas detach,
That's what I was gonna
causing my
ask.
blindness.
I was going to ask if he was blind because of that.
Oh,
So,
However, I am thankful to be alive, and that's what matters.
wow.
And he notes that he also has a comment for Pagan Joe from Chicago.
Oh yeah, Joe called in asking us how she can go to her sister's wedding when her sister wouldn't play Joe's favorite metal
Yeah.
music.
So she says, Devin says he thinks Joe should play Love You to Death by Typo
Oh.
Negative at her sister's wedding.
Good choice.
Devin says, I feel as though it's got that metal vibe and yet it's accessible enough that her sister might like it. Also, I wanted to welcome her to the Livecast audience family.
Oh.
And then he says, keep up the awesome job, guys. Love you all. Rob, Sid, Derinsky, Noah, Bruno, and Bobka, too. I admire how he spells Bobka, Bobca. It's cute.
Like Bobcat, but no T.
Yeah. For the record, it's Babka.
Roger
But
that.
completely forgivable. And then he goes, P.S. How's the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu going for Noah? Hope the wives are well, too.
Wonderful. I'm training a lot because when I go to Israel, I'm going to be training there, and I want to like make sure that I have all my knowledge there.
Like
so
when
I
you
can
go to
feel
Israel, they're not
confident.
going to like recruit you into the army because of your.
I'm
They
too
might.
old.
They
I'm too old.
might. What if
They
they
don't need
need
me.
you to like snipe
need
at
many
some
Jews.
journalists or something?
Jiu-Jitsu doesn't use guns.
I know. But what if they ask you? I mean, I hope you don't have to. But
What if they want to use your butthole as the Shabbos siren? Some of the neighborhoods.
Or what if instead of sticking a finger, I could just stick a shofar
Oh
in
my
there
God.
and fart through that? That could be my next,
Stick a shofar up there.
that'll be my
What
next experiment.
That's not that different than squatting over a loofah.
with all this activity going in and out of your butthole, do you think you should put a mezuzah next to it?
At least a tattoo of one.
Well, speaking of tattoos,
Uh-oh.
last week we had that voicemail or an email
Yeah.
from that guy who got that dumb Colonel
Oh
Sanders.
yes.
What did he have? A gun to a black person's
Oh,
head?
Yeah, right.
And
No,
we
but
asked
No, it was like a little black child having his brains blown out by
Colonel Sanders. Yes, right. And so we asked, we needed more details on how that happened.
Okay.
And this person, let's see if he wanted to be.
Wasn't it a regular caller we have?
He said he didn't want to
No,
identify
it was an
himself.
email.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he goes, I saw a guy with a pickle on his thigh. What is this for real?
It's like a nursery rhyme. I saw a guy with a pickle on his thigh.
His
It's
name
the
was
new
Sean.
Peter Steele nursery album.
Poked fun at it, and then he said that his grandma liked pickles and she's dead.
Ah,
I blame everything that follows on that guy. Fuck that guy. Anyway, so from that, I decided to get the dumbest tattoo so people would make a deep meaning for it. I was at a legit tattoo shop at this point, and I asked for the following things, which were all denied. 1, a tramp stamp of a giant tooth brushing bubbles off my back.
why would that be denied? Who cares? That's not
Two.
like, offensive.
By the way, Rob.
Ah,
2, his own interpretation of a cat committing arson.
what?
After he refused these 2, he asked me to pick something out of the book. So I picked Jesus on a cross, but shit all over his legs because he just died. Obviously, at this point, I was asked to leave.
Wait, but it was
Okay,
in
so
the
I guess
book?
he picked.
People just
No,
don't
no,
wanna
no. I
make
guess he
money.
picked Jesus on a cross, but then he was like, "Oh, but can you add a bunch of shit?" It's
Like make it look like
Yeah.
he shit himself.
yeah, make it look like he should.
like
It's
a
he's
trail down
dead.
from the diaper that he wore.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, because your body just
Yeah.
lets go.
They always draw Jesus with that dumb diaper. Why is that?
Well, what else? I mean, he's not going to be wearing Hanes.
Can he wear like a nice pair of
dick.
khakis or something?
That I would love to see. Oh my god!
So
Don't you
you-
have a shirt that's sort of like that? It's like Casual Friday. and it's
Casual
like
Friday,
Jesus.
but it's not khakis. It's like like
like
a
a
Hawaiian
Hawaiian
shirt.
shirt.
Yeah.
Camo shorts.
Oh my
Casual
god!
Friday.
So right as I was kicked out, it hit me. Colonel Sanders shooting a child.
Oh, okay.
That's-
But he didn't specify that it was a black.
Fast forward to when I was on a date with this girl I ended up dating. Great sense of structure right here.
Yeah.
We both spontaneously decided to get tattoos. And
If you're
went,
that impulsive, why not just spontaneously decide to go fuck on the first date instead?
How do you know they didn't do that too?
Might have done it.
Well, then email back and let us know.
We both spontaneously decided to get tattoos and went off a rave scene recommendation from some ravers tattoo artist
Okay,
that
so
she
they were
smoked cracked with.
Okay, so they definitely fucked. They were probably like on ecstasy.
There's so many layers to the story.
It
that,
really
like I
is
want like
getting deeper and deeper.
There could be completely separate long emails just on single sentences. We both spontaneously decided to get tattoos and went off a rave scene recommendation from some ravers tattoo artist that she smoked crack with. So this is
I'm out of breath just from hearing that.
a artist that their raver friend smoked crack with.
You know what's the most fucked up part of this story? They're engaged now, and the girl's sister doesn't want to come out to the pop music that the girl picked for her.
Wait a minute. So of course we went, he goes. I gave him some weed, and then as he was tattooing it on my back, my date said, "You should make the kid black," while I was down.
Oh my God.
Gotcha.
That dude was all about it, and he hurriedly, I don't think that's a word,
Hurriedly, yeah.
hurriedly. Oh, okay. I just can't read. Filled in the white
That's a
kid
trap.
and gave him an afro.
You read it,
Thus,
pronounced it correctly.
This is
You
my
just-
life.
My life.
Thailand seems dope, and why not get some non-offensive tattoo as a cover-up in a country I may move to if our country continues to be axe fucked by a dictator wannabe?
Isn't Thailand fairly oppressive too?
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, just go to Canada.
Or Havana.
Yeah. Amsterdam.
I'd love to go to Amsterdam. Is a wonderful place.
There you go.
Although the plumbing could be better. but
Luxembourg.
Do you think he has to be like extra anti-Trump just because he had the black kid getting shot on his back?
Like he feels obligated to be.
Like you have to spend the rest of your life being blatantly non-racist.
Or just lean into it, since those are the only people that aren't going to judge you for the tattoo.
That's another point.
Just find your audience.
But he got rid of it, didn't he? Isn't that? Or he didn't get rid of it.
I
yet?
think
wants
he's
to go to
still
Thailand.
looking to get rid of it.
Oh, right. Sorry. Mixed up. Well, that's that.
Yeah, those are our voicemails.
Very
And
diverse
emails.
group today.
And of course, if you want to submit some content for us to listen to or read on the air, you can email hatemail@metalinjection.net. It can be a text email, or you could record a voice memo with your phone, with your voice recorder on your phone. Email that to hatemail, or on metalinjection.net/livecast, there is a speak pipe widget, and you can use that. Call us up, voicemail it up.
Yeah, and if you don't know what to say, then we gave you one today. Share something embarrassing that you've done recently.
Talk about the time you put a finger up your butthole.
Yeah, if that's something that you also did.
Yeah.
Don't make me feel like I'm so alone.
All you have to do is invite someone else into the shower with you. If you don't
Noah,
wanna
do you
feel alone.
enjoy a rim job? Do you like a rim job? Do you like a tongue up your
I
butt?
feel like we've covered this.
Yeah.
Well, I
mean,
feel like
maybe it's
that's what
changed in the last few
I
years.
feel like maybe if whoever is working with you here gives you more of a rim job, you might be
Okay,
a little
I just
looser
want to
down there.
say,
Rim
me
jobs
putting-
aren't going to loosen you up.
It's just licking.
Yeah.
It relaxes you.
Sure, but that only lasts temporarily.
Well, temporarily enough for a penis
Maybe
or
she
something.
likes
to
it to hurt.
He's a little bit right. But me
Pointing at Sid.
me putting my finger in my butt while I farted was more of a curiosity thing. It was not to stretch my butt.
It wasn't,
Anal sex.
wasn't sexual in any way. You would
Well,
say.
you
No,
were just
no.
saying we were just talking about the tightness and how you.
Yeah.
You
So
were worried about
that's
it.
something that I need to like work on.
She was experimenting with tonal quality.
I'm just worried about your tightness. I want you to be nice and loose now.
Well,
It's a
shit
muscle. It
yourself.
retracts. It'll. You could squeeze it. It's fine.
You want her to be nice and loose. Why?
So it's more for her comfort.
yeah, but then I'm just gonna shit all over the place.
Yeah.
No. When you're done having sex, you just tighten up.
It doesn't
What-
always go back.
Do you think it's like
It
like
does go- it's a muscle.
it's like one of those rip cords or whatever? Like
Yes.
it doesn't work that way.
Yes, it does.
I think
So well, in
It
all
does
these,
to an extent.
Yeah.
I think there's a point you can stretch it past
yeah,
any
like
return.
anal porn stars like have all sorts of butt problems. Some of them have to wear diapers. 'Cause you just can't.
Like Jesus.
It just stays loose.
I heard two people
Well-
talking at work once when one of my old jobs about a porn star that was at a party and like turds just plopped out of her ass onto the ground because she was wearing a skirt because
Yeah.
it was
I
so
don't need that.
inelastic.
You want to know what?
Yeah, but I mean, look, that woman probably took it up the ass for like 6 months every day.
Yeah, I agree. There's a
Like,
point where
you're not at that level of anal play.
But just
We don't know
picture
that.
she's at Sirius. She's producing her show. Paul Provenza walks in, and all of a sudden, Noah just shits right on the floor in front of Paul Provenza.
pleasure to meet you, Paul.
He's gonna be at the comic strip. He's gonna be telling everybody about it. Her reputation will be ruined.
Man, Paul Provenza is just ruining career. Can't keep a secret for nothing.
Paul Provenza, typical Paul Provenza.
He's gonna go to the Richard Jenny memorial service and tell everyone.
Richard Jenny died.
Yeah, he killed himself years ago.
Oh yeah, no, I thought
Platypus Man.
I got him mixed up with someone else.
Jenny Craig.
Yeah, no, no. I was thinking
Richard Marx.
when you said Richard Jenny. You know what popped in my head for some reason was Dom Herrera.
Oh, well, he could die for all I
No,
care.
they
He's
don't even really
he's like
look
super
alike.
Republican, right?
Is he?
I believe so. He's done like he was when Fox News tried to have their like version of the Daily Show. I think he was
Oh,
one
like
of the
Greg-
contributors.
Greg Gutfeld, all that shit.
Was he? He was
So
on something.
bad.
I don't know if he was on that thing. This was like more than 5 years ago.
Oh, that's a shame.
This-
I think he's a very funny gentleman, Tom.
He was, but I think
He
he's
was,
like right
but-
wing now.
Yeah, he just used to do very inoffensive, like
Yeah.
generalized
Yeah.
comedy. He was funny.
Well, I guess he would do like Italian stereotypes, but I would
That
just,
too.
yeah.
His Dr. Katz episode was one of my favorites. He
What
was
does
really
it
good on
remind
that.
me?
It's just him, dude. I think there was like some gay jokes, which probably in hindsight, it's probably a little bit
Probably awful.
offensive. But
Well, it's
at the
20
time,
years
I
ago.
remember finding him very funny from the Dr. Katz. Remember that show, Rob?
I do. I
think
was
I was
very discomforted by the animation. The
Squiggle Vision?
Yeah,
Squiggly
Squiggle
lines.
Vision.
That was the first time I ever knew who John Benjamin was. He played the son.
That's pretty much the first thing he did, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Made home movies after that.
Sarah Silverman's sister was on that. She
Mark
played the
Maron?
She has a
receptionist.
name
Laura, is it?
No,
Laura
it is.
Silverman?
No,
Why are you
her
so
name.
offended for Laura Silverman?
Because her whole life, people will be like, "Oh, is that Sarah Silverman?" No,
Well, do
It's Laura
something,
Silverman.
They don't look alike.
Do something to make them think of Laura Silverman.
She just needs a better marketing plan, like
the
her
only,
sister.
Yeah, the only other thing she ever did was the Sarah Silverman program.
She
that's
was
not true.
good
She
on
was
that,
on
though.
Mr. Show, wasn't she?
Was she?
Yeah,
Okay, I did not remember that.
and she was on.
like a background
Show
player.
so much
She was on that Lisa
So what-
Kudrow show, The Comeback.
Oh, that
Was she?
sucked.
Yeah,
Who'd she play on that?
she, I think like an assistant or something.
Oh, all right.
She had a pretty big role.
I've watched all of those things. I don't even remember. All right.
I watched one episode of that show.
The
I
Comeback.
wasn't a fan.
It was okay. It was
I
better than
liked
I
it.
expected.
Yeah, I really liked it.
I was gonna say just there's nothing worse than conservative people trying to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's just embarrassing. It's like they're
It's weird because it's like not good jokes.
right.
Like I always try to watch conservative comedy objectively. Like
Me
not
too.
like I try to put the politics aside
Mhm.
and be like, okay, I understand. Like I'm, like opinions I agree with will be the butt of the joke.
Mhm.
And I will like not like allow it, but not be offended by it. Like I just want to know what, and they're never good jokes.
You have because like when you do topical comedy like that, it has to punch up. Like it has to punch at people who are elitists and have power
Right.
and like and are oppressing people. Like when you try to, hey, look at all these fucking people collecting welfare. Like that's not it doesn't fit in the template of what's funny to human beings.
You know what I would say is the closest thing to conservative comedy that you could consider funny in like
What's
the
that?
last few years is like the recent Dave Chappelle stand-up specials. He's
Oh,
not
well,
a conservative, but
right.
that's sort of like some of the jokes he makes are sort of from that point of view a little
That's
bit.
fair.
And
Yeah,
they're
like,
funny
especially
because
with the
he's a
trans
funny
stuff.
comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the South Park guys are kind of like that. I mean, they're
Sure. That,
basically
yeah.
they're basically like Dave Rubin. They're just like fucking shitty conservatives, but they have funny senses of humor, like when they pick the right target.
So
and
yeah,
all that.
the last few seasons that show's been sort of
Still on.
I haven't
Yeah.
even I'm just saying what like what I've seen them do. Like
it's
the
been
fir-
a minute since they've been
I
funny.
checked out of South Park years ago, and not even because it was so bad or anything. It's like there's just so much shit to watch.
Yeah,
Like, do I need to see the 14th season of South Park? I get it.
Yeah, like what is there left for them to say?
Right.
Nothing. But I
Yeah.
keep going back because I want that kind of like rip from the headlines, quick commentary on stuff and like different episodes
Yeah.
about different things. But the last few seasons have sort of been more like one long narrative arc, and it just
Oh,
went
really?
nowhere and wasn't really particularly interesting, and it was a bummer. But they are back, I think, in September. Hopefully, it'll be different and better.
I'll do what I
I'll
usually
watch.
do, which is watch the first one and then stop.
Well, I think they said that they're going to change it up this season too. Like they want to dump the Trump storyline because they had Mr. Garrison as Trump or
Yeah.
something, basically.
Yeah.
I,
And then it was
I
about
didn't-
trolls.
I wasn't paying
and
attention.
it was-
I did watch the one about like the storyline they had about like the PC stuff.
That was a
that whole
ongoing
season.
thing.
Yeah, I didn't get like I
It's like,
didn't.
what are you actually trying to say, though?
Yeah, that was
There
the thing.
really
Like, who are
wasn't,
you making fun of?
Yeah.
Like, what's the joke? I didn't get it. And all that it did, the reason I didn't like it even more was that I knew that all of these, like, not paying attention conservative douchebags online,
yeah.
they now have like a meme. Like, oh, are you offended? You know, like, oh,
But
call
why
the
is that
PC
even?
police.
I wouldn't even like concede that point. Like, why are they not paying attention? I would argue
I
with
just-
you.
they're just idiots.
But
They're
I
just like-
argue. I'm arguing that they're getting the point. Like, they're correct. Like, that's what they were going for.
right.
Like
Yeah,
to
yeah.
appeal to shitty conservative people.
That's fair.
I don't think it's like they're so stupid they're not getting it. I just think South
No,
Park's
no,
a
no, yeah.
conservative show.
I don't think they actually are conservative. Like, if you listen to them talk, they're not. They're definitely left wing. But I feel
No,
like
they're
they
left
they're
wing.
definitely not
I was,
left-wing.
that's going
more
too far.
so
I get what
than
you're
right
saying.
wing.
I
I'd
get what
say
you're saying.
leaning that way.
I think my impression is that they're right wing people who are aware that being right wing is uncool and they couch it and all this
Huh.
other stuff.
See, the way I see it is sort of like that they're left wing people, but they think that their lane is we have to make fun of both sides no matter what. So even if we know that one side is definitely wrong and the other side is right, we still have to do it 50-50 no matter what. So we have to find some kind of angle where we're equally making fun of everybody.
I think they're
No matter
doing
what.
that when they go after the right wing people. But
okay.
I don't like. All right, listen. Here's the thing. What is it that tells you that they're left wing? Like, what would be something that would show you that the underlying true nature, despite what the show's about, makes them
I
left
guess
wing
just
people?
like interviews I've heard with them in the past.
But they've said they're
don't say
libertarian
that.
though. They haven't said
That
they
doesn't mean
said they
anything,
don't
though.
like. They've shat on. I mean, they've shat on who hasn't shit on Democrats though. But like that doesn't mean they're not.
Right.
But yeah, no, I get the.
I said Democrats, and I'm not. I'm very left.
I get the impression that they're kind of in like center, in the sense like they could make fun of both. And
Right.
the thing is,
they
like,
definitely make fun of both. I'm not arguing.
yeah,
with
like
Sid
I
about
feel
that at
that
all.
the situation is more along the lines of like on social issues, they're very progressive. Like I'm sure they're fine with gay marriage, fine with like
Yeah.
abortion, whatever. Although I mean, who knows? But then probably with the taxes, they want to keep their money.
Well, that's all rich people. Most rich people.
There you go.
I mean, I heard an interview with a guy from a very political band earlier this week where even he's talked about like, I like these left-wing politicians, but where are you going to get the money from?
Who is the musician?
I don't know. I don't remember who it was.
Oh,
But
it was on a pretty
some
popular
podcast that I listened to.
podcast. It's on a
Weird.
I was
very
sort of surprised to
well-known
hear it,
metal
but then it's
website.
like, you're cashing them big album checks. You want to keep all that money.
Right.
So
He can still keep all that money.
they don't feel
Just
like they
take some of the money from the military. Take 1% from military spending. You will have enough for social service.
Our healthcare system is like the most expensive in the world. That's the we get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
sucks.
our grandparents get something out of it,
But that's
but nobody else.
Yeah,
That was-
everyone should get what our grandparents
Yeah,
are
yeah.
getting. We should. That would be
Diabetes?
That would be.
You want everybody to have diabetes,
And
Rob?
if we
Fuck
have
you,
Medicaid
Rob.
for all, yes, everyone can have diabetes.
Oh.
wow.
I don't know about your, but for mine, it's death.
Dia,
yeah,
dead.
really? That's what
Dia
it
beat
is
us all
lately.
the time. Grandma Dia, she beat
Oh,
us.
that's why you wanted to smash your
Wow.
mother's head into a
I'm
car
sorry.
window.
That was a long way for a joke.
Was that what
I
that
could
was? A
see it.
joke?
But
I
you
can
know what?
see
That
it.
was much better than when you told Darren
Oh.
your Iranian.
You bastards! Before the show, I said I didn't want to do it. You were like, "No, you should definitely do it."
I didn't say that.
say that.
And then as I did it, your reaction was like, "I can't believe this idiot actually."
I
did
just
it.
want to go on record and say I never said you
You're
should
right.
do
You're
that.
right. You did not.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't know.
remember who said you should do it.
The voice in his
Don't
head.
you gaslight me, Sydney.
I don't, did I? I don't
Aunt
remember.
Dia who beat him.
Yeah.
That's the
All right, let's blame Dia. I like it.
Dia and Gianna.
Dia Divitelli, I think her name
Yeah.
is.
Dia and Rhea. Those are your two aunts.
No, Dia beats us.
Right. Dia beat you and Rhea
yeah,
beat
yeah.
you too. Fuck out of here.
Clearly, they didn't hit you hard enough.
Shit.
Okay.
Well, that's the end of that chapter.
This would have been a perfect place for a Mama Robba drop.
Oh. It's
Don't
hard
do
for-
it.
One time.
She'll beat Rob in his dreams again.
One time. No. Oh, really? I was kidding.
We get one?
Well, so ty właśnie pozdrowić na home phone. It just doesn't matter today.
Why didn't it matter that day?
What is
was
the
the
beginning?
Weekend, probably.
What's the beginning of that part?
Call me on my home phone.
The beginning was that it was 200 episodes.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
was it different?
No, the reason on the home phone was because I called. Oh, because we had free mobile to mobile on our family plan. But then since it was the weekend, because I think this is when we did the show on Sundays, I could call the home phone because
So
the service is better.
It doesn't matter today because you're not paying for it.
Right.
Oh.
That was what,
Mystery. So, see,
It
it
only
was.
took 260 more
I
episodes for
could
us
have
to
told
figure
you.
it out.
Yeah, I would have told you in two.
And it was worth it to play that, even though you really didn't want to, because we learned something.
Yeah. Mama Rabba has asked that we don't play those anymore. Hopefully, she's not listening.
You can take that out in the archive. That's
I
okay.
mean, I think she'll be more upset with you that you were beating her in your dream than.
You're right. You're right.
This is like the only episode that we could have played.
Yeah.
It.
Hopefully, she didn't hear that part.
Well, it's just a dream. It's not like you control it.
Not to her.
Jennifer has the worst dreams about me. Like I leave her.
Oh,
it's
my
like
wife. My wife has that sometimes too.
And like I'm just an asshole to her. Like just we go to a party and I'm an asshole and I want to look at other women and stuff, you know.
I like
and I don't
that.
get mad. It's not like it's her
Yeah.
fault or something. You know?
I like that because then she's more grateful for the real life version of you. It's like, see, at least
That's
I'm not
true.
as bad as that guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dream of. She's like rarely in my dreams.
Yeah, same.
because my life with her is a dream. Like
My
there's no-
life.
there's no need for me to like be dreaming, and you know, like
What Sid? What does your wife dream about you?
It's the same kind of stuff. She'll wake up like sad. And she's like, I had a dream that you were cheating on me and
Yeah.
went on a date and while I was there.
Uh-huh.
I was like, well, was
Aw.
the girl hot? How'd she look?
Big boobs, little boobs,
Yeah.
nice ass, flat ass.
What's my taste in your
what is
your dream world?
What does
does-
she say? when
She
you
does
do-
not answer. She does not.
Oh,
like
she probably
those
gets so
follow-ups.
mad. I
She
can see her face.
she
I can see her
fumes.
face.
Let's get her on the line.
No,
Should I call her?
No, you should not.
no.
She's feeding the cats, I think.
Oh, all right.
Maybe.
Without your help?
No, no, she says she's gonna wait.
Oh. Well,
But
that's
you still
nice.
should not call her.
Okay. Well, since Sid has to go feed his cats, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for listening.
You're welcome.
We will be back next week. We have a guest, Hanno from Mantar. Singer of Mantar is going to be calling in.
Did we know that?
No, breaking
This is
news.
springing this on us on
Yeah.
the show. What if
Deal
we
with
have a
it.
personal problem with him?
What's your problem with Hanno?
The name?
Why? Because he's German.
Oh, that makes it even worse.
He's nice. He was on the Squared Circle Pit. He's a lovely fellow.
Oh, okay, that's where I know him from.
Yes.
Does he have an accent?
And the band man, very, very subtle. Very subtle.
Are you gonna try your Iran Umbrecha joke on him?
Oh,
no, I'm
dear.
never telling that joke again.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. 3 months will pass. You'll
No.
forget you said this.
No, never doing it again. And thank you for listening. Please, if you listen on iTunes or Google Play Podcast.
Oh, my ass is speaking again. Hey guys, I have my finger up my butt.
Please leave a review. Let us know what you think of the show. We really appreciate it. And like us on social media, facebook.com/Metal Injection Livecast, twitter.com/MILivecast. And now the Sooth Sounds playing us out.
It's Darren Malakian's favorite song.
Also, this isn't a joke. This is really Darren Malakian's favorite song. His publicist told us.
Find ability. Oh, can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Leave me.
I like to eat Asperger.
It's not far to never a reason to pretend. And the wind is right. You can find joy. Innocence again. Oh, can do miracles. Wait and see. Sailing takes me away to where I'm always.
He's very beautiful. And you see people who think that he's like red. He's got a goatee, a ponytail, and stuff.
It's the best of me when I'm sailing.
Stuff like that. He does it. He's very beautiful.
Every word is a symphony. Won't you believe me? Sailing takes me away to where I'm always soon I will.
Rob's ass was not as hairy as I expected it to be. I was a heartless cunt. There's always going to be duty. And I just can't handle a big, meaty steak. There's always going to be duty. Better to get messy. I like to draw pictures of myself.
Takes me away to where I'm going.
I love gay sex. I just like talking about your dick. Rob is my savior. Okay, I want to get back to Darren's anus. I know it's hard without a man.